What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and enjoy some funny Canadian memes. We are here once again to see what kind of funny words and pictures the internet has concocted and put together for our entertainment. But I really do enjoy the Canadian memes. Part of it is you really don't know what you're gonna get, for better or worse. Some of this stuff is hilarious, some of it I don't even understand. That's half the fun, is seeing me struggle to even understand some of these Canadian references. And an awful lot of the time, it's educational. Just funny, weird Canadian cultural sort of things that I've never learned before, which is always great. So the memes can be quite good. The memes are a cruel mistress. They can be quite they can be quite mean to you, or they can really teach you a thing or two. And let's see today what we find with the funny Canadian memes, starting with Canadian vandalism and what looks to be on the inside of a bathroom. Your mom is a nice lady. That's good. It's nice. That's nice. Your father is proud of you. This is Canadian vandalism for sure, man. Like honestly, I feel like we could all take a trip to this bathroom for a nice morale boost. Some nice sentiments there. This is certainly not what you're gonna find on the inside of American bathrooms written on the wall with marker. But enough about that. In Canada, we like to play the annual game called Am I on the Road? Oh my god. I mean, I think this is one of the things that freaks out Americans the most. Like, certain parts of the United States get a good, healthy winter, particularly the more north you get, much like Canada. But Americans, on the whole, are not good at driving in the snow. And the couple of times in our lives that we encounter something like this, where you're driving and it is the game, Am I on the Road? It's pretty terrifying, actually, and Americans don't get exposed to this often, so it's quite scary from my point of view. Just a Canadian holding his health care bill after going to the doctor. Okay. Okay. I don't have to sit here and look at this. This feels like a personal jab at America. Maybe it's my jealousy creeping through. Just a Canadian holding his healthcare bill. And there's nothing there because Canadians do not get sent healthcare bills in the mail for your life savings, like many Americans experience. And I chuckle only because I chuckle at the horrors of the American healthcare system. That's all you can do at a certain point, let me tell you. Next we have I left coffee in my car last night. Still want to come to Canada? My God. I just. I mean, the texture of this coffee is awful strange. I don't mean to go into some kind of weird, deep analysis into the frozen coffee here. You're going to have to excuse me. But what a strange consistency for coffee to freeze into. Anyway, it's a. This literally, I've never seen this happen in real life. You know, it can get cold enough in America where your drink, you leave it in the car and it gets a little icy, a little cold at most. It's kind of nice, but this is just like ridiculous. Left my coffee in the car last night. I mean, how often does this actually happen? Like to Canadians, can it get this cold like in many parts of Canada? That's another question. This just leaves me with a lot of questions, to be honest. Okay, fair enough. That's a decent Canada post. That's a decent reason to not drop the package off at my door. Why didn't they drop the package? Other bear at door. Is this? I feel like I'm going to say this a lot, but is this common as well? Like, okay, frozen coffee is one thing, but the bear at door? And the fact that they just were within their wits enough after experiencing this, the package deliverer, to then write bear at door on the slip and seemingly leave it. Uh, rather than what an American delivery driver would do in this circumstance, get in their car and drive away and never come back. It's just baffling to me, scary. A lot of these are scaring me. Canada, you're scaring me today. Canadian riot. This is the last straw. He's holding a straw. He's holding a giant straw. That's perfect. Oh my God, that is so perfect. That is fantastic. This is the last straw. Very nice. He even has a little smile on his face. He's not even, he's supposed to be rioting. And he has a little grin on his face, a little bit. I mean, he's holding a giant straw for crying out loud. Oh my God. I am a little upset. Very Canadian. Very Canadian. What's funny is, like, the person on the right is holding the sign saying they're upset. A little upset, which is, if you're holding that sign up, you're making a joke at that point, I think. In America, you are. But they look kind of, like, angry. They look steadfast. Like, this is a real rioter. And the guy with the giant straw is just happy to be there. Okay. Hotels in Canada. Pet friendly, except bears. Won't make that mistake again. What? How many bears are running around Canada? I just don't buy it. Seems unbelievable. So many bears. I mean, is this a joke as well? Come visit the moose and goose? Pet friendly except for bears? Like, is this real? There's going to be a bunch of that as well from me. Is this real? Won't make that mistake again. Yeah, they let the bears in as pets before. Sure. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know for sure. I mean, I find it hard to believe. How Canadians confuse the rest of the world. Canadians measure outside temperature in Celsius, oven temperature in Fahrenheit, length in meters, height in feet. Cheese is weighed in kilograms? Is it? And people are weighed in pounds? Why just cheese? Or I have a lot of questions about that. Cheese is weighed in kilograms, but people and other things are weighed in pounds. We speak like Americans. We spell like Brits, right? Like color and center and stuff like that. And randomly throw in French words. Yeah. How Canadians confuse the world indeed. Canada, you're confusing. But it's why we love you. Although, don't ask me to tell you how much the cheese weighs in kilograms. That's beyond me. Here we have a goose on a moose. Goose on a moose. AKA Canada's national animal. A goose that is resting on a moose. Not sure what else I'm supposed to get out of this one. Whoever is praying for snow, please stop. Is this like on a church or something? That's funny. That's actually very funny. I hope this is real. It is so darn snowy in this picture. That's what makes it perfect. Whoever's praying for snow, please stop. Just stop, please. Canadians, when it's 3 degrees Celsius. Got your shorts on. Australians, when it's 30 degrees Celsius, bundled up in their finest winter coat. Americans, not knowing what Celsius is. Exactly. That's me. What is Celsius? Man, why does he have a hoodie on, but then the shorts? That's a fashion statement right there. Okay. I feel like there has to be some truth to this. Like, living in the cold, you must get acclimated to it, over a lifetime to some extent. Breaking news. Determined Canadian attempts to build border wall. And we have, is that a beaver? Or it's dragging the biggest piece of wood I've ever seen a beaver try to drag. Wait, he's trying to build a border wall? Like, between Canada and America? No, beaver, stop, please. I don't blame the Canadian beaver for trying to build the little border wall. Is this real? There I go saying that again. Is this real? Is this beaver really dragging that big old branch? Is he really building a wall? Meanwhile, in Canada, swear jar. Saying sorry unnecessarily jar, which is packed jam full. Yes, very true. Canadians do like to say their sorries, much more than the swears. Yes, this is making more and more sense the more I look at it. You'd get much richer with the sorry jar than the swear jar in Canada. I don't know how true that actually is. Sometimes I wonder, Canadians have this fantastic reputation, polite, nice, kind people saying sorry all the time. But, Canadians after dark, when no one's watching, I know you're letting out a swear or two here and there. I know it. In Canada, friends with benefits means neighbors who have snow blowers. Indeed. Indeed, it does. Okay. My favorite season is when all the mosquitoes are dead. Well, yeah, me too. Are mosquitoes a big nuisance in Canada? I mean, in some times of year in some parts of America, I mean, there's mosquitoes. Yeah, like mosquitoes are always a pest. I just don't personally find myself thinking about mosquitoes too often, thank goodness. But are they very, very annoying or prevalent in Canada? I'm wondering. If Jaws was filmed in Canada, oh my god, that's actually scary. Like, because I've seen moose in other videos, and they're so much bigger than I thought. Like he's able to stand on the bottom of the river and walk with his head up above the water. If Jaws was filmed in Canada, actually make a pretty good movie, honestly. Meanwhile, in Canada, a rabbit has crashed into the tree. This actually, like whoever made this little, oh, it's the Easter rabbit. He dropped his eggs in a basket and he ran into a tree. Whoever created this, that's actually well done. It's actually pretty funny. Frog parking only. All others will be towed. Okay. All right. We aren't here for the dad jokes. Okay. Yeah. Haha. Today is Thanksgiving Day in Canada, a day reserved for Canadians to give thanks that they are not us, Americans. Yep. That's Canadian. I am positive at some point, some Canadian somewhere on Thanksgiving around the table has said, "Oh, I'm thankful that I'm not American." And all the Canadians kind of went, "Yes." In Canada, we like to play a game called I Hope This Is a Parking Spot. Ha! Ha! The couple of times it snows in the different parts of the United States, this happens as well. Although Americans seem to get so paranoid about it, the salt trucks and the snow blowers are immediately released onto the towns and cities to try to avoid this. But I bet Canadians are quite good at guessing the parking spot. That's good, yeah. Covered in snow. Yep, it's a skill you build up. Canadian survival tips. Okay, for the bear again, the Canadian bears. I mean, they're everywhere. So what do? Walk away slowly. Okay. Wolves, be as loud as possible. Okay. Snake, rattlesnake. Does Canada have rattlesnakes? You freeze? Really? Are you supposed to freeze? Is this accurate? And the run for your life from the geese. Man, I feel like Canadian geese must be another breed or something. Because geese in the United States are like not terribly mean. People like to feed them bread and stuff. Like they might chase you. Well, not even chase you. They'll just kind of look at you funny if you get near their young. And that's about it. That's about as bad as it would get. Sometimes I find Canadian stereotypes a bit annoying. But then I remember we literally drizzle maple syrup on fresh snow and eat it with a stick. Yes, right. Yeah, Canadians. If you ever are thinking, why do all those Americans think we live in igloos and drink maple syrup? Sometimes Canadians dip syrup in snow and eat it. So, I don't know. That's funny. That is funny. Canadian, I want to live forever. Genie, I can't grant wishes like that. Canadian, all right, I want to live until the Leafs win the Stanley Cup. Genie, You crafty bastard. Wow. Is is this a shot at the Leafs? I feel like this is offensive to some people who are into hockey or catch this reference. Apparently, the Leafs have not won the Stanley Cup and are not expected to win the Stanley Cup by whoever made this, because it's the same as living forever, waiting for the Leafs to win the Stanley Cup. Oh, hey, okay. Uh, Sorry for driving so close in front of you. Ha! This would be a good one in America, honestly. I mean, it's very Canadian for the sorry aspect of it, but this would be so funny in America because so many Americans tailgate. They will drive right up on your car, especially people who drive gigantic trucks in America in particular, like to drive 2 inches from the back of your car and try to make you get out of the way, even though you're already 10 miles over the speed limit. So this sign would be very, very nice. So sorry for driving so close in front of you. My bad. Oh, that I would love that. Um, a classic Canadian five-step goodbye. First goodbye is inside the house. Second goodbye at the door. Third goodbye, hug on the driveway. Fourth goodbye, sitting in the car, window rolled down. Fifth goodbye, waving as driving away. Very nice. It reminds me of when people have trouble, like coming up with a segue or signal that they want to leave someone's house, and you feel awkward and you don't know how to leave. So people like slap their knee and are like, "Well," and then like get up out of their chair. "Well, I think everything's kind of winding down," and you don't quite know how to get out of there. This kind of reminds me of that, or this could just be a very, very polite goodbye. Skull of a Canadian mosquito. Oh my god! What is this? What was this? An elephant? It does resemble a mosquito. I mean, what am I saying? This is the skull of a Canadian mosquito. Canada must have a mosquito problem, because this is the second meme to reference mosquitoes. But my god. Canadian salad, poutine. All right. Classic. I mean, you could tell this to Americans, because goodness knows Americans don't know what a poutine is. You could just tell them it's a Canadian salad, and it would fool them, seriously. But this is the honorary Canadian salad, we'll say. Very good. And with that, that is the end. That's all the memes for today. Those were good. Actually, a large amount of those were genuinely pretty funny. And I don't know, I'm just worried about bears and giant mosquitoes. I feel like that's what I took away from all this, is should I be scared of geese and mosquitoes and bears? Or I don't know. I do not know, but all I do know is I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture and just stuff about Canada I've never seen before or learned, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.